I have a question for you. Does your style and who you are reflect how you feel on the inside? You see, when we go through different journeys in our life, and as women, when we come to midlife, we've really changed. Very often we are a different person. We've gone through a transformation. We've raised children. We've supported our parents. We've supported our loved ones. We've often supported our spouses and taken care of a lot of people. And so who we are and the experience that we've acquired makes us a different person. It adds the different layers and qualities to who we are. And we wake up one day and often we realize that we have really changed. Because these day by day experiences and moments that rub off on us or leave a trace on us, they end up changing who we are in a very big way. And today, I'd like to talk about the importance of our inner self being reflected in who we are on the outside, and the importance of congruency and alignment in our life. You see, when I went through my own experience of stepping into midlife, and my kids were growing up and things were changing, I wanted to change my career. I wanted to change a lot of things. And I felt that who I was really changing. And what I've realized is that the inside was not reflected on the outside the same way. Lots of things have changed inside me. I was no longer who I was 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, or even a year ago. And what I've realized is that the way that I was dressing and the way that I was putting on my makeup was not reflecting who I was. So there were certain qualities that no longer were there. And I've acquired a bunch of new ones that I was very proud of. So I no longer was willing to settle for a life that I didn't like, or to be around people who no longer inspired me or fulfilled me or brought something into my life. I was no longer wanting to be a good girl. I wanted to be who I was, and those qualities and my values, I was no longer willing to betray myself. So if you are going through a transformation, if you are going through something, or have recently gone through something and have been in midlife for the last little while, have you noticed that anything's changed? Ask yourself, does my outside style, my personality, and who I am to the world and what they see reflect what I feel and who I am on the inside? My name is Eugenia. I'm a professional coach, and I work with women to help them step into their magnificence so that they can live a life of purpose, power, and freedom. Today, I would love to talk to you about the process that you can go through if you feel that you need to assess whether your inside or what you feel on the inside is reflected, what you present to the world. So the first thing that I suggest you do is that you tune in. Who am I? You know, it's very important to sometimes give words to the qualities. You might feel different, but you might not be able to explain what's changed. How are you different from where you were even a year ago? So I suggest you pick 3 words that describe who you are today. See, for me, you know, and if you're having if you're having a challenge doing that, you can look into archetypes, or you can look at, where do you feel drawn to, and see how you can put it into words. So for me, when I was going through this process, the 3 words were daring, dramatic, and unique. At that point, I started realizing that my journey has been so different from everybody else that I want to express that uniqueness to the world. I want to express my quirks to the world, and I was no longer uncomfortable with them. And I wanted to be daring. I wanted to be somebody who was no longer afraid to be outspoken, who shares her opinion. And I wanted to be dramatic, because at that point, or that's who I was, I felt like I was somebody who was not afraid of showing up and sharing with the world how she was feeling. So those were my 3 words. What are the 3 words for you? So once you determine those 3 words, that's kind of your guiding light, or at least that gives you a quality of where you are and who you want the world to see you as. The second thing I suggest you do is you look at inspiration. Who inspires you? What inspires you in others? What qualities? What type of style? Does that feel like it's something that you might use to express who you are? See, our inspiration is very telling, because at different points in our life, different things will inspire us. So for me, what was inspiring for me in others, in other women who I looked up to, and women around me, or women out there in the public eye, was courage, individuality, and boldness. Those are the 3 qualities that I really, really admired. They inspired me, they made me feel alive, and I watched those people, those women, show up that way. And that made me want to be that way. It inspired me, and it brought out those feelings in me. Like I said, I was no longer wanting to settle. I was no longer wanted to be a good girl. So the third thing you can do is, once you have that inspiration, once you understand what inspires you about others, or in others, or in somebody's style and how they show up, you can take those words along with the words that describe you and see how you can bring those together. And then it's time to reflect and reassess. To reassess your style, to see where you're at. What do you wear on an everyday basis? Does that reflect the 3 inspiring qualities that you see in others and the 3 words that you use to describe yourself? And if they don't, the 4th step would be to see it's what's missing. Find 3 things that you can change. So for example, if you're like me and you like boldness in someone and creativity, then what is it that you can add into your style that's maybe missing that boldness or missing that creativity? For example, if in midlife you have changed a career, or you're no longer spending a lot of time in the office, do you have a lot of suits in your wardrobe that you're not using? Do you want your style to be a bit more creative, a bit less official? So what can you do to bring that to life? So for example, for me, it was adding more color, adding more accessories that were more bold, that showed up more brightly. The next point is, look at your accessories. See, accessories are just such a big thing as we get older. They are an expression of who we are. And they also can, with small tweaks, allow you to change a lot of things about what you're showing up or who you're showing up as. So look at your accessories and see, do they reflect who you are? See, for me, I started wearing bright and long earrings. You know, where before I would wear, I'm going to show you, very conservative earrings like these ones, you know, the hoops. And I still wear them, but not all the time. Before, I would put a pair of earrings on and I would not take them off for the longest time. But now I like to change my accessories because they reflect who I am. Every day they reflect my mood. They reflect how I feel. They reflect how I want to be. So remember, accessories are a big part that make a statement, and they can really make a difference in how you show up and what you feel like. And I find that there's just so much creativity and the accessories that we use, you know, from the scarves to the earrings to the rings to the necklaces to the bracelets, all kinds of different things you can do. And there's just so much creativity and individuality that can be expressed through our accessories. You know, then I think the next thing is to make a list. Make a list of the things that you're missing, the things that you'd like to add or change, and create a lookbook or a vision board with the looks that you like, that inspire you, and that reflect your current style and who you are. And from there, you can take your time to add curated pieces, and I suggest you do and curate the pieces that you're going to really love for a long time, or at least that you're going to love and enjoy wearing every day, every other day, or whenever. But this way, you're actually showing yourself that you're willing to invest into who you are today, and you're willing to buy quality pieces. And when you curate what you buy and what you get, what you acquire, those become those select pieces that really reflect who you are, and they reflect out into the world that you value and honor who you are. That's why I think going through this process is very important. It allows you to take the time to reflect on your values, on the qualities of yourself, on the journey that you've been on recently. And it allows you to understand how much you've changed and what you want the world to see and how you want to be inspired. And then the next thing that you can do is to check how you feel, and if those changes have really brought something new to your life, and if they reflect and are congruent with who you've become. And if they're not, then you go and repeat the whole process all over again. And if they are, then congratulations. You can go through this exercise, you can go through this process at any time, and you can share it with your friends. Please share this video with your friends, just to ensure that you are going through whatever you're going through on your journey, and you're able to stay in tune with yourself, with your qualities, with the new you, with your new values, with your journey. And you also allow yourself to be who you are, and you allow the world to see those qualities and to shine bright in the world, and to show the world that you're unique. It doesn't matter what others look like in the end of the day, or what they do, but you are expressing who you are in this moment, and you're feeling aligned inside and outside.